So it's time for the live coding. I have jumped off stage to pick up commenting duties together with my good friend and demo scener in crime, Erik Kusma. Say hello.
Yo.
Yo. So we will be your master of ceremonies, but we will not be the masters of the audio. That would be Mr. Luguber. Give him a big hand. He will provide the music. And I think this is right about time where it's my cue to try to turn these two buttons on and see what happens. Oh, it works. Fantastic. Nobody died. All right. So are we ready for the first round of the live coding competition? Oh, come on. We can do better than this. There we go. That's what I like to see. All right. So, Ola, if you're ready, hands in the air if you are. Whoop, whoop. We'll just do the countdown then and start. Are you ready? All right, 3, 2, 1, code.
Go. All right, so Rohtie is starting to write away some weird function here. It's taking in some 2D vectors and the radius, I guess. Probably some kind of circle thingy.
Circle thingy. Yeah, it's a circle thingy.
Yep. Well, it has a radius, right?
Right. All right.
It's probably like a 2D capsule function or something like this.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, it's probably aligned with thickness, I think. Looking at what he's doing here, that kind of seems reasonable.
So those who showed up for like, yo, I'm too loud. Music is too loud. Okay. Erik is too low. Speak now.
Am I too loud?
Mm-hmm. No.
I'm always too loud.
So we're fine, but the music is too loud. Or is it okay now? Okay. So according to Jake, the expert on all things, everything is good now.
If you have any complaints about the volume, please take that up with Ferris.
Yes. All right, so this actually looks really interesting.
Oh, Sebbert
in our banter, we missed something actually happening, and this is fantastic.
Yeah, so it kind of it looks like it's just using some noise texture here to kind of make some turbulence stuff, but it's a very
there we go. Oh,
very
that's
speedy
cool.
move here.
All right, so we're moving fast.
Yeah.
There's 23 minutes left, guys. I mean, come on. All right, so Rohtie is doing some sort of noise-based something?
Yeah. I guess some kind of spectrum analyzer to begin with.
Yeah. Right, so we should probably mention that the audio by Luguber is feeding into these laptops, these computers, so they can use FFT to analyze the audio and trigger effects based on this.
Yes, and for those who aren't experienced with this, it's surprisingly hard to get spectrum data to do something interesting. So whenever they play around with them, it's often a bit of hit and miss, but so far it looks fine, I think.
Yeah. Oh
yeah, and we have like a fire effect to begin with now. Nice.
This is really nice. Like,
if we had like a 5-minute shader combo, this would be a very, good start.
Maybe that's the next frontier. Not size optimized, but just time optimized competitions.
That would be interesting. I also would really love to see this compo experiment a little bit more with the entertainment format.
Yeah.
I would love to see kind of the entertainment direction to go a little bit closer to like rap battles or like where people respond to each other's things.
So, like, just one code at a time, they do something, the other one looks at it and responds, kind of?
Yeah, kind of like that.
All right, cool.
It would obviously need some setup time anyway, but and it would probably be very long, but...
Yeah, that would be interesting, actually.
So, Sebbert added some yellowness to his fire effect.
This is way more yellow than it used to be. Or orange, I guess. Or maybe it's just this monitor.
Starting to look pretty interesting. So, let's see what Rohtie is doing here, maybe. Right now, it's a pretty black screen.
It's a pretty black screen, or it's pretty black?
It's very black. It's it seems he removed most of the stuff that actually drew anything to the screen.
Yeah.
So his Rohtie is still working on kind of setting it up. Oh, and now Sebbert added some kind of gradient, so it goes from yellow to red.
So this is starting to look like some DOS era fires, just like high resolution.
Very much.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
I think that's great. Yeah, so he's adding more frequencies. Yeah. So Rohtie put up some spectrum analyzer thing again, but I'm not understanding what this is supposed to do. So he's computing something here called C. Yeah, he's computing something here called C, but I can't see it being used. So I guess it's still playing around with. Like what we're seeing in the background is not really what it's working on.
Yeah. So I think that's like from a non-coder point of view, it's actually quite interesting because you're looking at the code, and I just can't. We're looking at like the code and the effects, and I have zero knowledge of what the code actually does.
Yeah, it's not always so easy to tell from the code because a lot of the 4K or like a lot of the executable graphics people tend to have done a lot of shaders, so they write extremely compact code, which is hard to read. But I think both of these are writing fairly readable code.
Yeah. So these are all running in like basically a tool that's custom made for doing these kinds of competitions, but they're also for people who like shaders. You can also go line and use like Shader Toy, or I think there are a couple of other ones.
Yes.
I just can't remember what they're called.
Yeah, there was something called GLSL Sandbox. I'm not sure if that's around anymore.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So we'll getting some feedback that we're going to turn down the music even more.
Yeah, Ferris, there were some complaints about your volume settings here, so we're going to change them.
Yeah. So your presets is going to change, Ferris. Jake's mom. Jake. Okay. Yeah, this is I'm sure super fun for the people watching on the stream who have no idea what you're talking about. All right, so this change. So this was he was working on while we were looking at the FFT effect, right? maybe?
I actually don't think so, because he's still not, like, the caps call is commented out.
Oh.
He's doing some kind of flower effect thing, obviously. Which I'm suspecting is going to be the background.
Yeah. That's like a hidden little hint. Like, I'm suspecting it's going to be the background.
Yeah, this...
Right, so there's a sort of like a fade gradient also moving across top to bottom.
So he's there, the Z is coming there now, and I still don't see the Z variable being used for anything.
No. So these things on the right, these are just like base textures that come with the setup that anyone can use?
Yes.
Okay, so there's like a fixed, you can't bring your own images or textures?
No.
Okay.
No, you can't. And well, as I talked about before, with experimenting with the form, I would actually kind of like to see that tried out.
Okay.
Allow people to bring maybe a couple of textures.
Yeah, that would.
Because then you can kind of like bring, for instance, your group logo or something like that, and get some representation going up.
Yeah.
Maybe that's cheating. I don't know. Maybe you get some name votes more than you get skill votes. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe other groups aren't as used to just blinking their own group name over and over.
For me, that's the most natural thing in the world.
Yeah, it's just a preference. All right, so we have some colors going on here, gradients, and whoa.
Yeah, I'm still curious to know what that Z variable is supposed to do, because it's still just like assigned to, and
right. So do you think maybe
there it is?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it is kind of what I expected it to be. Seems to be a line function. Draws a line from the center of the screen to up diagonally, so that's from 0 to 0.5
yeah.
with a thickness of a quarter of this height, I guess, or whatever the coordinate system is. Yeah, makes it thinner. So I think we're going to see some 2D lines, and now that we have some colors, I think this is going to be
quite interesting.
Contribution. Cool. Now it's doing some symmetry on the like coordinate space before he draws the line, so that's cool.
So this is turning into like a kaleidoscope effect?
Yeah, that could be cool. I must say, I'm a real big fan of this not being 3D, and I don't think any of them are doing any kind of ray marching entries yet.
Right, so now it's 15 minutes left. 15 minutes. All right. So what do we have here? We have Sebbert turned off his colors.
Yeah, he's lost his colors.
Yeah. Sebbert lost his colors. Sounds like a demo.
I must say, like, if we went back 10 minutes, he was in a better place. Oh, but now, interesting.
Wow.
I don't know what this is supposed to be.
Right. So he's splitting and mirroring and.
Just looks like he has that gradient and is kind of playing around with some modulations on it or something.
Oh, here we go. Kind of like this looks like a god ray or something coming down from the sky.
Yeah, he has some kind of like diagonals. And
yeah, you can see the way they're breaking.
Yeah. I doubt they're on purpose, but they're kind of makes
cool.
it a bit interesting.
Yeah.
Add some character. Oh. Very repetitive. So it looks like he's adding up some distance fields here.
Okay.
Some 2D distance fields, which is not what you typically do with them, but it gives like them some kind of meta-ball-y look.
Yeah, it looks like almost it's trying to like compose like a character or something like that using distance fills.
Yeah.
Look at almost like an alien head.
Yeah.
With some flower power.
Yeah, I think also it's worth noting that since there's several rounds, probably not wasting their kind of best.
Do you think they're both
earlier?
like playing it safe because they think they're gonna win?
No, I don't think so. But I think if they have some great idea, they might not want to that in the first
save it
round.
for the finale, right? Right. So you've never participated in these competitions, or
No, I haven't.
So if you were to do it, well, like, would you play it like that? You would come up with 2 ideas if it was like a 3-team tournament, and use the not good one first, and then
I would practice.
You would practice.
Practice my ass off and basically know exactly what I was gonna do.
Right.
For each round.
Well, you have a year now, so until next time.
I don't think you're gonna see me do this. It's I don't know. It's not my kind of way of coding.
So now we're into Afro hair territory.
Yeah, totally.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Or is it?
Or is it?
Kind of looks like the beginning of a Rorschach.
Yeah, yeah.
So okay, so it's starting to do some, it's basically doing some CSG over some distance functions here.
CSGs? CSGs?
Well, Boolean operations.
Okay.
Yeah. Constructive solid geometry, but I guess that doesn't work. Oh,
there we go. So it's the
gas mask.
It's the Ferris logo.
Yeah, it's the retarded
on a bad day.
I like the wobbling there.
Yeah.
Is it wobble of Logicoma?
Ooh. Right. Yeah, that's an applause moment, I think. So the wobbling, is it like a result of imprecision, or
the wobbling? No.
On purpose?
I don't see the wobbling here, but I'm pretty sure it's. Actually, it might be just from the background effect scrolling around, creating that thing.
Yeah, that's true. Just the blending. The blending.
Yeah, kind of like when they're being blended together, they might oscillate. So Sebbert added some kind of hellish red sky background to his. Is he making like a fiery inferno here?
Yeah, it looks like it. They put some motion into it as well. Like it feels like it's drifting.
Yeah. I don't think that like the scrolling was really there before. I can't remember it at least. So that's makes it look a bit more cinematic.
Yeah. Just when in doubt, slow everything down.
I think he's making Wobble eat stuff and makes his mouth bigger.
Oh, there you go. That's a nice idea. It's a big mouth frog alien. Okay, so here are the. Oh, it's a Pokeball that's burning.
Yeah.
All right.
So as I was talking about before, the FFTs are hard to use, and I think this kind of illustrates it a little bit. The kind of like the eyes are, you can see that they work with the music, but they kind of look a bit unstable and kind of flickering.
So can you normalize them or something like that to get them to be less erratic?
It's not easy.
Okay.
It's usually what I find people who are successful in, they kind of tune it to the track they're listening to, and they go a lot more for the lower frequencies. Because you have the whole frequency spectrum available.
Right. So is there no filter? Like, can you do like just a low pass or is it hard to write? I
think the tool here has one slightly low pass version of it, but it's not really enough to fix the problem, I think.
So that's interesting because I don't think we ever use FFT in our demos.
I think we did in some early ones, but I think we pre-computed the FFT from just the base
Right,
or something like
right.
that from early demos.
That's a long time ago because I can't even remember using FFT for like a long time. I think we just hand sync everything more or less these days.
I think what we did with it was very subtle and like adding a slight shake to something and
that might be true.
And like downsampled and kind of like processed quite a bit.
Okay. Right, so this is probably a good time to repeat that. You can go and vote, except for live coding instead of live graphics, but there you go.
Yeah,
vote for live.
Yeah, it's very important to vote because otherwise, you know, you leave this to all these other morons.
Yes, we all know how that goes, America.
Now, Sebbert is experimenting with purple.
That also sounds like a demo. Basically anything you put Sebbert into sounds like a demo name. Sebbert goes Hawaiian.
So yeah, Rohtie definitely has all of the colors.
Oh yeah.
And then some.
All of them 4 times.
Suzanne, I think this is means it's time for you to drink.
Oh, here we go. Ah, nice. Like a little zoomer.
I have no idea what to call this thing. It's pretty crazy. I kind of like it.
Right, so we're coming up on 5 minutes left, and that's traditionally where people start to sort of add the final touches and prepare for maybe one last, you know, surprise if they have one.
Yeah. What's going on with the icon up in the top left corner?
Which icon?
Seems in Rohthie's computer it's not running full screen.
Oh, yeah, that might be.
But here it is. So, see, there's like a title bar with an icon on the top.
Yeah, it's running in windowed mode.
Oh well.
Oh well.
Enough about the failures of the organizers.
You mean of Jake?
Yeah, it was probably Jake's fault.
Yeah. You'll find this is going to be theme.
So we're now across the 5 minute mark.
Yes.
Which means that both of them needs to, you know, get their acts together and make these some awesome entries.
So I watched Sebbert compete a few times with this, and sometimes he's brought out like his big guns at the very end. Do you think maybe this is what he's doing? Like he has some sort of modifier on this and just going to wait until the last minute and slap it on, or are we looking at like a refined effect?
I think that would be very cool. I'm not. Yeah, so he just responded. So he has no idea what he's doing. So I think he's lying. I think he's now has a very good idea what he's doing, and what he's doing is losing.
Applause for losing. Yeah, that's nice. It's the friendly atmosphere we're known for, Jake. All right, so his alien has inhaled something, I think.
Yep. Let's take some wicked drugs.
Yeah.
Two four point semicolon.
Right.
Only shader coders write this silly code. Point semicolon. Because that 1 0 is gonna kill it. Also, you probably have a proper GL version where you can do implicit float to int casts. Or into float casts.
This would be much better if you guys could comment your code as you make it, so you know what you're doing. I think you should spend a lot of time on that.
I think you guys should draw some Gantt diagrams to kind of plan out the process.
We're also going to need like a business plan for at least 3 years out.
Maybe an issue tracker where we can file
investment
problems
deck.
about your entry.
Yeah. Should we set up a SanDisk for you, or?
All right, so we're less than 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
So
2 minutes 50 seconds left.
yeah. Now there's a new element to Rohtie's entry here. He's added some kind of circle around the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to call that.
Okay.
And he started writing a hash function. So
It's going to look like
I
Sebbert
think
is
it's going to
doing.
noise it up. Oh,
Oh,
Sebbert
okay,
made
so
it
this
look
is
like
nice.
a 256-byte intro.
Yay! But I must say, when the code isn't on, I have no idea what I'm doing. Lol. I think you are lying.
I already commented on this.
I told you, I don't read the code.
Yeah. That's not even the code. You were the one who asked for comments.
Yeah. Meaningful comments would be nice.
That was a direct response to what we said. Very meaningful. Yeah.
So when the code isn't obscuring this, I think it actually looks quite nice.
Yeah, I think so too. It's it kind of reminds me of caustics.
Yeah. All right, so Acid Alien has gone full hyperstate on the left, and Sebbert is taking it easy on the right.
I mean, someone should, confiscate Rohtie's drugs here because this is, I'm sure, not healthy. So yeah, he's looping from 0 to 1, adding 100 times, and he's adding some hash values, so basically some noise. But it's the length. I have no idea.
All right, so we're gonna go have multiple aliens. Okay, guys, it's 1 minute left. 1 minute left.
Yeah. And remember to vote, everyone.
Yes, 1 minute 50. You only have 50 seconds left to vote. If you don't vote, you don't get to pick the winner. It's that easy.
If you don't vote, Ferris might win.
Yes. All right, Sebbert has completely turned his thing around now.
I think Sebbert is visualizing the blood of his enemy.
Yes.
I think it's. Oh yeah, we're 15 seconds left.
Yeah.
So now is the time to pull this all into 3D and rotate it onto a cube. And
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up, coding on. Okay, let's see what you have. Big hand. So, Rohtie's warehouse rave alien on acid.
we slapped some kind of wood texture on top of it.
Yeah, that's it.
I like that move.
And Sebbert with his fire demon from hell eating our souls. All right, give him both a big hand, and let's get Jake and Blueberry ready to go on stage. So that is the first round of the live coding competition. And if Ferris and Blueberry can get to the stage, we can start the next round. All right, maybe we should see the scores first, they tell me. See, I haven't done this before. Okay, let's see who won. Oh, it's close. Oh, it's super close. Oh, it's not close at all. Rohtie, congratulations.
Give it up for Rohtie.
Well done. And don't forget to save these so we can share them later with all your beautiful comments. All right, so give us a few minutes to reset, and in the meantime, Ola will play a little louder.